All right, maintenance mode. What is maintenance mode or a maintenance phase of dieting? And when we talk about dieting, we don't mean this little section of time when we are trying to, lose a bunch of fat or gain a bunch of muscle or whatever it is. It's not what you do when you're getting ready for a wedding or the beach. Dieting is your whole how you eat every day for your life. So, what's maintenance? Maintenance is when you're eating at a caloric level, like it sounds, where you're maintaining energy expenditure. Meaning, if you're burning 2,000 calories a day, you're eating 2,000 calories a day. It sounds kind of simple, but it can be really powerful if you were just bulking or cutting or doing all kinds of stuff, especially if you've been trying to lose weight and you have been in a calorie deficit for a while. So, who is maintenance for? Who wants to go into maintenance? Well, if you're happy with your physique the way it is, and let's say you just don't want to really gain weight or lose weight. You're performing well. Maybe you're an athlete. You don't want to lose or gain weight. You're really happy where you're at for whatever reason. Maintenance is great. Um, let's say you just came out of a cutting phase or a fat loss phase and you're experiencing what's called diet fatigue, where you're not feeling so good. You're foggy and you're grumpy and your metabolism has slowed because you've dieted so long. Maintenance is a great phase to go into. I also really like maintenance phase around the holidays. The reason is cutting around the holidays and being in a deficit around the holidays can be really, really tough. I also think bulking around the holidays is not a great idea because people sometimes get in their mind, I'm bulking, I'm gaining weight, I'm gaining muscle. And then it's like, I'm eating, I'm gaining weight, and they're not quite as distinct as they should be about, all right, I want to gain weight or put on muscle, but I also want to consume foods that are relatively healthy, like the majority of the time. That's the big difference between a clean bulk and a dirty bulk. A clean bulk is good, and a dirty bulk is kind of bad. You don't want to just be consuming crap. So I, in particular, really like maintenance around the holidays too. I recently did a cut through the holidays and it's tough. But when you're going into maintenance, you can allot calories to certain days. So, for example, around Thanksgiving, you could allot yourself a lot more than maintenance and pull those calories from other days in the week. And you're going to stay the same, right? Minus a little water retention and whatnot the day after, the volume of food, you'll be 10 pounds heavier, but you won't have gained any fat. So, maintenance during the holidays, great idea. In my opinion, don't try and cut where you're going to make yourself nuts. And also, don't try and bulk necessarily where now you're eating way too much crap and you're gaining much too much weight and you're gaining a lot more fat than muscle in the first place. That's not good. Something that I hear a lot people ask, and I see a lot of correspondence on social media. What an elegant way to say it is, can I build muscle in a maintenance phase? Like people really don't want to be in a surplus because they're afraid to gain fat. So can I gain muscle while I'm maintaining my calories? This is as my beautiful wife loves to hear me say. It's called main gaining, which is total bro speak for, I don't know. It doesn't sound great main gaining, but whatever it is. I'm making main gains over here. Main gaining, is it possible? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Recent studies are kind of showing that, and again, they're controlled clinical trials, which the more controlled they are, they have to be shorter. You're not going to usually get very long clinical trials, but you can put on muscle in maintenance. Is it going to be as much muscle as if you were in a surplus, even a small surplus, let's say 5% or 10% or 15%? No, I don't think it is. I think if you're trying to put on muscle solely, you want to be in a small surplus. So, like if you're eating 2,000 calories a day, you might want to eat 2,100 to 2,300. That's cool. You're not going to put on a lot of fat. And when you feel like you've built enough muscle, you can go into a maintenance, you can go into a cutting phase. You're you're not going too crazy. But if you really want to be in maintenance and you're for whatever reason, whether you're on camera or you sport wise don't want your weight to shift too much, let's say you're a boxer or a wrestler, it looks like you can put on muscle in maintenance mode or maintenance phase. I don't know you're putting on as much muscle though. So weigh that. So we're talking about maintenance here, right? So maintenance is the in between, and the maintenance is usually what happens after a bulk or a cut. But it begs the question, if I want to put on muscle and I want to lose fat, what should I start with, right? Should I be trying to gain the muscle first or should I be trying to lose the fat first? I would say start at a healthy body fat percentage first for you, healthy for you, not what you see me, this person on TV, wherever. but what is healthy for you. For men, that's going to be anywhere between 8 and 22%. For women, it's going to be a little bit higher because women's bodies naturally hold a little more fat. For a woman, that it might be like 14 to 30%. I think you want to find a body fat first that you feel good with, that you feel healthy with. Then from there, you can bulk, you can cut, you can do whatever you want. There is also, if you haven't been training or dieting for very long, you can do kind of a body recomp sometimes where you're putting on muscle and gaining fat too. Body recomp we're going to cover in another episode. And remember too, in terms of what your fitness goal is, this is going to be different for everyone. Some people are going to have an easier time putting on muscle. Some people are going to have an easier time losing fat. Just because it's more difficult for you, it doesn't mean you can't do it. It means you need more knowledge, you need more preparation, you need to know what goes into it. So don't be discouraged if you've had trouble over the years putting on muscle or losing fat. You can still do it. You just need to take some time to have a really concise plan. So my experiences. Right now I am in maintenance. Why did I go into maintenance? I went into maintenance mode because I just had a fat loss phase. And at the end of it, after maybe 4 months, let's say, I started experiencing what is called diet fatigue, and I just was feeling like, I'm a little hungrier than I want to be. Maybe I'm a little bit more irritable than I would like to feel. I knew my wife and I were about to have a new baby, a beautiful baby girl. And I said, let me get out of this cut, this fat loss phase, weeks prior to the baby being born. So when the baby was born, I would be feeling good and I would be like getting rid of that fatigue back to where I want to be. So, what am I noticing about being in maintenance versus being in a cut? Well, first, again, that diet fatigue is gone. I feel great. I'm eating enough food, so that's awesome. I'm not sleeping as much as I'd like, but nutritionally, I'm doing pretty good. Um, I am noticing in the gym, my performance is great because I'm eating more and I'm more satiated, and my muscles are more filled with glycogen, and now creatine is helping elevate those levels. So I feel a lot better at maintenance. I feel like this is a good place for me to be. My future plans could be cutting again, it could be bulking, or it will likely be reverse dieting, which we will be covering on next week's episode. This is something for men and specifically women that you guys want to really check out. Is there a way to rev your metabolism and potentially eat more food and gain less weight, lose weight, eating more food? There may be. That is a reverse diet. So next week, we're going to talk about that. The reason women may want to check this out: as a woman, you're generally smaller than a man. Generally, you generally can't consume as many calories as a man can. So when women yo-yo diet, and men too, but when women yo-yo diet over the years, a lot of the times they're like eating 800 calories and they're not losing fat anymore. And it's like, where do you go from there? 500? No, you can't. You reverse diet. Next week, we're covering that. That sounds pretty good to lose weight and eat more. I might want to check that out. I might want to subscribe.